The Sixers go down in Milwaukee on opening night, but that was an inspiring performance. They may have found something here with Nick Nurse. What a game down to the last possession. We'll break all of it down here on Philly Take with RB.
Perfect.
What is up, everybody? RB here. Welcome into the show. You know what to do. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, turn on the noties. Don't miss any of the coverage. What a game that was. We were live just like we will be for every single game. We had 900 plus people rocking in there on opening night with us down to the last possession. But even in the final minutes, even with 5:40 to go, I thought the Sixers were going to pull it off and win this damn game. You know, all the spotlight on the Bucks, Giannis, Dame, their debut, their opener at home. Sixers almost went in there and stole one. What did you like about this game? What did you not like? Did a certain someone stand out and make you feel a little better about this team? Did the Sixers actually get cheated by the refs? We will talk about all of it, but I want to know, after seeing one performance, obviously there's a long way to go. There's a lot of uncertainty with the James Harden situation, but after one game of the Nick Nurse tenure, do you feel more confident? Are you optimistic? Give me your scale on 1 to 10, your confidence level in this Sixers team after watching this game tonight. And before we jump into all of it, a shout out to our sponsor of tonight's show, BetterHelp. They're one of the world's largest online therapy services. I know people listening out there right now have either gone through or know people who have gone through mental health issues or experiences. I definitely have gone through some personal issues where, you know, I could have used somebody to talk to, or even an easily accessible outlet like a BetterHelp. Their mission is to make therapy more affordable. It makes finding a therapist so easy because it's online and remote, right? You can just tell somebody to go online. All you have to do is answer a few questions, and then BetterHelp matches you with a professional therapist with just in a few days. And then once you're connected at your convenience, you can talk to them via text, chat, phone, video call, message, whatever it takes. And they will be there at your disposal, right? Whenever you need help. So if your therapist isn't even the right fit for any reason, you can then switch to a new therapist for free without stressing about insurance. They make, you know, the perfect match for you and the therapist, and they just are there to offer their help whenever is needed. And anybody that's going through something, it's always important, as you know, to reach out and seek help and make sure that person is not alone. So if you are out there struggling or know somebody who is, consider online therapy with BetterHelp and get 10% off your first month by clicking the link down in the description or by going to betterhelp.com/PhillyTake. All right, let's talk about this game. Sixers go down 118-117. A lot to really jump into, man. Let's start off with the refs. Now, I promise I'm not trying to be that guy. But opening day, really, a big matchup like this. And I feel like partially the game was decided by the refs. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that, you know, Joel Embiid couldn't have played better and the Sixers couldn't have made more shots out of the gate, et cetera, but there are a couple plays late in this game. There's more than I even have time to talk about here, but exhibit number one. Shout out to my guy, Josh Reynolds, for posting these on Twitter. This was called as a foul on Kelly Oubre. So he jumps, gets out of the way, a flop by Jay Crowder. They're now calling these flopping penalties. They didn't call any tonight. And then you get this bucket, right? Keep in mind the Sixers lost by 1 point. Giannis against Embiid, he was blocked by him earlier. He goes up, throws the ball over the rim to himself. That is a travel. Missed blatantly by the referees. Giannis ends up getting it back, and guess what happens? Boom. Bucks score on the next possession. So you missed a couple calls there. The refs were atrocious. And then, you know, Kelly Oubre ends up fouling Dame, barely even touched him. That happened. And then, you know, even a couple more plays down the stretch. Even the last play of the game, I thought Melton was almost fouled. He made a acrobatic shot, somehow threw it way up into the sky. And if he was fouled, you know, that could have been a 4-point play. So you had all these different calls. I mean, there were a lot of ticky-tack calls the whole night. It was just annoying, right? Like, let these guys play. I thought this game was terribly officiated, and I think there will be, you know, a list of wrong calls that come out of this game. But overall, that's not why, you know, the main reason the Sixers lost this game. They could have done more, and I just want to say, for the first game of a Nick Nurse tenure, he did exactly what I thought he would do with this team. I was talking about this on the live stream. I can't recall one stretch in this game for a prolonged time, maybe other than the first few minutes, where they came out and they looked deflated and they looked dead. There are so many instances over the last couple years with Doc Rivers where this team would absolutely die. They would go on a 5-minute stretch where they can't even score, they can't pass, they don't care, they don't look like they want to be there. I can't recall anything like that tonight. The Sixers went up against one of the best teams in the NBA, the team that made the biggest splash. And a quick shout out to the people that told me when I said the Bucks got Dame, they're going to be the favorite. Oh, the Bucks aren't going to be better with Dame. Oh, they lost this and that. Damian Lillard is an elite freaking player. Okay, the Sixers went toe-to-toe with that team. By the way, missing James Harden, not getting anything yet in return for James Harden. So you have, just like a couple years ago, a gaping hole in the roster. You went out there on the road, you battled your butt off, and you competed. And it took this shot right here to seal the game. Sixers were up by 8 points with 5 minutes to go. They should have won this game. In a way, the Sixers did choke it, but the Bucks are just better.
Creates.
It took this play from Damian Lillard against Kelly Oubre. Look at this. Step back. That's good defense. That's better offense. You tip your cap. Damian Lillard was cold to start this game. He was 1 for 4. He went absolutely bonkers. 39 points, 17 out of 17 from the line. That's a little asinine to me, but we'll leave that one there. Giannis had 9 free throw attempts, only made 3, right? Reminiscent of Laddergate last year, but Damian Lillard was fantastic. My point being the Sixers battled with this team even without James Harden. Now, I will say the Sixers could have played better in some aspects. I thought, they started to find their rhythm in that third quarter. Embiid came out firing. Even in the second quarter, they started to pick it up. They were clawing. They were getting scrappy. There was a timeout on TV where, I heard a little bit. Nick Nurse was like, yeah, we got to get in their face. We got to get dirty, right? Get our hands dirty. I love the way Nick Nurse coached. A couple big takeaways. I thought Nick Nurse made tons of adjustments in this game from the first quarter, second, third. I like the ball pressure he showed. I like the fact that Nick Nurse went with young guys early. We saw a little sprinkle of Jaden Springer. We saw a couple other guys in there. We saw Nick Nurse come out of the gate, right? Where Doc Rivers would have the same lineup every game in the first quarter. Nick Nurse came out and experimented with about 12 different lineups in this game and about 5 in the first quarter. Like he came right out of the gate, tried different things, different looks, right? He started to throw a wall at Giannis and, he did a lot of different things. He made more adjustments in this game than I think any Sixers coach has made in about 5 years. I mean, and that's even without me going back to look at it more. Like he was incredible. He is going to elevate the culture of this team. And even with their inherent talent, even without James Harden, this team is going to compete. Just like I thought they would tonight. They competed. I didn't think they would win this game, but they competed. Joel Embiid did not have his best game, and here's a play in the fourth quarter that cannot happen. I thought his body language was bad late. If he's better, they probably win this game. I'm not going to say it's over because, again, Joel Embiid does this every season. He comes out first couple games, not in condition. Then he does. He goes on a stretch of 10 games, scores 40 a game. That's what'll happen. But this right here, this is effort. Maxey throws it back. He taps it with his hand. At that point, you're up 5. Like, that is inexcusable, Joel. You're the leader of this team. That cannot happen. Now, I thought Joel took a lot more threes tonight. Thought he was in rhythm. I thought he was getting his teammates involved. At some points, he was trying to play hero ball, and it was not working out. The Nick Nurse system is getting everybody involved and getting the ball flowing. So Joel finished with 24 points tonight, 7-6. Not his best game, 7 turnovers. Has to be better. Absolutely has to pick up the pace and be better. One guy I will say stepped up was Tyrese Maxey, 31 points, 10 for 22 from the field. And he had 8 assists. So for the people that told me all offseason that Maxey can't be that guy, can't take that leap, Tyrese Maxey's here. And this is why I had a bold prediction that he's going to be an all-star. He is going to take that leap, ladies and gentlemen. They run a lot of pick and roll. They did it late in this game. He looked so comfortable with Joel Embiid. And once Maxey got out of his little funk in the first quarter, he just kept attacking. He had a little step back on Dame. Tyrese Maxey was locked in, and he has what it takes to be that guy. And we saw glimpses of that tonight. He was getting to the line, 8 for 10, 2 steals. He was everywhere. Great game out of Tyrese Maxey. And yeah, I mean, he can be that primary guard on this team. He was fantastic. There were times where the offense looked a little discombobulated, but Maxey was great, man. He was definitely great in this game, and a lot to build on there. The other guy I want to talk about, I mean, we know PJ, right? It gives you 0 points. Tobias gave you an average 20 like he does, blah, blah, blah. The bench didn't really step up until one guy came along, and you didn't get much bench production, which is another thing, right? If more of the bench steps up, you may win this game. I mean, Danny Green, 14 minutes, 0 points, but I saved the best for last on this one, man. Kelly freaking Oubre. Okay, this guy right here. The guy who's hitting shots, hitting big threes, and blowing kisses at Milwaukee. 27 points, the most ever scored by a Sixers reserve in a team's season opener. Maurice Spates had 26 in 2009. All offseason, I said the Sixers should sign Kelly Oubre. They get him on a vet min. Right now, I didn't know this guy was ready to be prime Jordan. All right, Kelly Oubre said he was hungry yesterday. This boy was starving. Did you see that? That's called seizing opportunity. He did not miss early in this game. He was like, 6 for 6, 5 for 5. He hits this shot. He goes down. He's smiling a couple and ones. He played great defense, I thought, for the most part. Couple possessions on Giannis, but mostly on Lillard and other guys. I said he was going to be a great perimeter defender. And again, he doesn't have to be the 25 shots Kelly Oubre you saw in the Hornets. He can space around Joel, find his looks. He had 27 in the fourth. I don't know why they went away from him. They started only going through Maxey and Joel and a little bit of Tobias, but Kelly was hot, man. They should have kept letting him ride it out. And, man, I mean, I love this guy. He's going to be great. This was some of the best Sixers bench play I've seen in a very, very long time. And then after that big three, what does he do? He makes up for it on the other end, comes out, a steal and a slam right off the inbound, right out of a timeout. I mean, that's how you earn minutes. That is how you earn big-time minutes, especially on a Nick Nurse team, man. Kelly Oubre, I know it's only one game. I'm not trying to over-exaggerate, but damn it, he looked good in every aspect. It was nice having some athleticism, a guy who could, just move around, defend the perimeter. Kelly Oubre was fantastic. And Daryl Morey liked the tweet after this game, which I just saw about a minute before getting on here. Daryl Morey's most recent liked tweet from 40 minutes ago. The Sixers looked really, really good, and especially for that reason, they should be patient in finding the proper return for James Harden. They can't settle when the right package could put them back in the title convo. I don't think the Sixers are in the title convo until they find out what happens with James Harden, but Daryl's out here. I mean, he agrees with this, obviously. What does that mean? He's going to be patient, which means it's probably going to draw out. People keep saying, James is going to come back game 3 and everything's going to be fine. I don't think so. I think you saw tonight the formula that works, that's getting everybody involved. Joel was trying to play hero ball, and that did not work. Hey, if the Sixers get a good return in this trade, guess what? They can compete, man. You saw what happened tonight. Again, they're already elevated due to Nick Nurse, but Daryl liking this tweet here. Honestly, I think James Harden should be watching this game saying to himself, maybe if I could just settle things, and I know it's not going to happen, but maybe if I could just let it go. Like, this is the best situation for me. He saw the way that team battled tonight. If he comes back, man, and actually plays in good spirits, he could earn himself another contract. This team could go far. They have a lot of potential. They have more depth than they did in recent years, and they finally have a little bit of a system here. And I just thought they played inspired ball. The way that I describe this game is inspired. They were on everybody, right? They made some good runs. They went up big in the fourth. Unfortunately, they choked the win. But I thought they were in position to win it. And the team that they were playing, I know it's only game 1, Dame had a monster game. Giannis was great. A couple of the others were not good. But they went toe-to-toe with that team who's going to be a really, really tough threat in the NBA. So that's where I'm at. I mean, they shot well, right? We talk about them shooting and rebounding. They shot 45% from 3. They ended up, almost tying them in rebounds. Very close, right? Steals, blocks. They were all over the place. I liked what I saw tonight as a starter sample. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how the rest plays out, man. But are you impressed with the way the Sixers played tonight? Do you want James Harden to come back after this game? A lot of people were talking early, but, Maxey really stepped up. I like the way that he approached this game. And I like some of the bench pieces that stepped up, or the bench piece and the depth pieces that stepped up for the Sixers. So, yeah, crazy game to open the season in Milwaukee, but They got a chance to get a couple of the next two. Give me your thoughts down below. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. That being said, I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.